All right, folks, I'm here with Nundas Corellis from Intergroup Facility Services. And Intergroup is a Toronto-based janitorial and operation service provider. Their mission is to enhance the image, comfort, and function of facilities by providing professional cleaning services using properly trained people, industry-leading technology and equipment, and environmentally friendly products. You can learn more about Intergroup at intergroupfacility.com. So Nundas, before you started with Zoho, what was your biggest challenge before implementing Zoho?
Well, basically it was having all the information from our clients compiled in one area. We were scrambling information on where the contracts were, who was the person responsible. We had a lot of people duplicating services or duplicating their work and not efficient. It was very challenging for us to keep track as we were growing.
Sure, I can imagine that was eating up a lot of labor and time within your team. So now that you have Zoho, how has it helped solve your challenges and improve the way that you operate your business?
Well, our business has changed over the last few years, and accountability is very important to the customer. And so what we've tried to do is make sure our people are accountable for what we do. We need records of when services are completed. We need to be more efficient, and a customer needs as you know, time is very important for customers. So our response time has gotten a lot better. Nothing falls through the cracks anymore. A lot of services that we were supposed to do for clients are getting done, which hence has increased our revenues because now we get to bill these services. So there's a lot of things that we used to do and forget to bill, or we never did them, and then we never got to bill for extra services. So we actually have closed and become more efficient, and the customers also are very happy with the service that we're providing. So
that's fantastic. Actually, I'm so happy to hear that you're now billing for stuff that was being missed before, because obviously that would have a major impact on your bottom line. And I'm sure just as a result of implementing Zoho, you've increased revenue substantially by billing those services that were being missed out. And let me ask you, how are you tracking that for people that are not familiar with Zoho? What is that tool that helps you keep people accountable? What is that app within Zoho that really helps?
Well, it's the desk app. It's a ticketing system. We use it internally so we can keep track of what's going on for things that we need to keep on top of things for background stuff. But we also have our clientele. Our customers love it because all they need to do is just copy a certain email or send it to an email, and then a ticket's created. Now that ticket's outstanding. It's open till someone takes care of it. That means someone is responsible, and we allocate these tickets to different individuals in our company. They have to close their tickets. If they're not closed, then we identify a problem. So our purpose now is to make sure we close our tickets, take care of our customers. Then that also increases the revenues because a lot of the tickets are sometimes a lot of extra work. But it also improves our customer service because now the customer is updated every time the ticket's closed. So now that eliminates a lot of phone calls. Did you do this? Did you finish this? How was it done? In the ticket, you can attach pictures. You can attach anything you want. So there's a thread at the end of the day when the ticket's closed. You can always go back to a ticket that's been closed 6 months ago if a customer has a question about what happened, and you can see the history of the conversations you've had internally, externally, outsource other emails externally that outside of your company, customers that have put in their feedback. And we tend to ask for confirmation a lot. So when a customer confirms something to be billed or be done, then we can forward that confirmation to them after. Even the ticket's been closed a year from now. The ticket's been, it's very useful. It's helped us become a better company, a better service-based company. It's, we're a big fan. It's really helped us do well.
That's awesome. Thanks for sharing that. I'll never forget that phone call that I received from you where you were ecstatic about how well Zoho Desk and Zoho CRM was working for you. You told me how it's reduced the stress level, how it reduced the amount of email and phone calls back and forth. That made me very happy to hear that. So I'm glad it's working well for you. And of course, now that you're using all these tools, you have metrics that you have access to. So you know how quickly tickets are resolved, how many tickets you're getting on a daily basis, what are the issues, the most common issues. So you have a lot of data available that can help you further improve your business, right?
Yeah, that's correct. Now we can actually start to measure our response times. We can measure what sort of complaints we get or issues that come up. We can also measure types of seasons, what sort of requests we get. So then we can translate that into campaigning a service. Like we know that in spring, there's a huge cleanup and spring cleanup that happens in a lot of these buildings. Well, we noticed from our tickets last year that a lot of people have requested a lot of, oh, can you please do the carpet cleaning? Can you please do window cleaning? Can you do outside salt removal? Maybe by using this data, we can set up a campaign now that we can shoot out a month before that, all our customers saying that we do offer this. So it gives us a little bit of an idea of buying patterns,
right?
And seasonal, because we are we do full services. So, but different things work in different times. So that gives us that. Response times are important because a customer wants to know how their tickets have been dealt with, why they've been delayed. If they've been delayed, we want to know why they've been delayed. It actually has put people on notice that they know they have to deal with the ticket, they have to respond, or else at the end of the day, they'll say, well, why do you have 5 or 15 open tickets? Why are they still open? And they have to respond to that. Yeah. And they don't like to respond to something that hasn't been done. So they end up closing their tickets. So they become very productive.
More accountable and more productive. That's
exactly. And the only thing I can say was the biggest challenge by doing this, and if I can say this, is the training. The training is very important. And it takes a while to train people to do this. But once they got over the first bump and maybe the second phase and the third, and realized how important and how beneficial it is, they all embraced it, and now they love it.
Yeah. So now they can't live without it. Yeah.
Now yes, it is. It's very useful.
So let me ask you, obviously there was a point at some time where you weren't sure about Zoho and why you should invest in Zoho. If you could bring yourself back to that point, do you remember what was your biggest concern with regards to investing in Zoho?
Well, we had a previous CRM package we were using, and we were not. We were still finding.
You actually went through a few of them.
Yeah, we went through a few of them. Actually, yeah, you're right. And we were finding that we were still scrambling. It didn't solve. It didn't give us what Zoho was to give us. And when Zoho came up with a Zoho One, I believe, package where we would get a few apps together, then it started to become. It was useful because each module would run into they would be married together, but also be separate. So if we wanted to work just on tickets, we can go into tickets. But if we were on CRM, we can still view tickets in our CRM view. So it was very useful in collaborating all that information. So we decided to invest in Zoho because it was economical. It was a good price compared to what was out there. And at the same time, it seemed like they have done the proper research to put this together.
Yeah.
And I don't know if they have, but I'm assuming that this, they didn't just get up and say, let's just create this. I think they must have brainstormed for years and years and gone through companies and stats and stuff to bring a product like this out. And I see that they keep improving it. Things keep getting improved, which is good because it's useful. It's a very powerful tool if you use it the right way.
That's the key.
Okay, right. If you use it the right way, it could save you money. It could make you money. It's a great tool, but it's gotta be from the ground up. You can't come in halfway and say, I just want this package or I want that. You gotta be basically committed to use it. And we found that it was economical, and at the same time, I find that they've done their homework because every time I have a request for something, it's there. I can find it.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And their support is awesome. I've used their support a few times. The online support on the side where you click and it drops down and you can ask for something, and they respond right away, and they're very polite, and at the same time they give you any information you need, give you links. They're good.
Yeah, that's because they use Zoho Desk.
Yeah, probably. Yes.
So one last question for you. There's a lot of entrepreneurs that I come across that are sort of on the bench or on the sideline thinking about investing in a Zoho or a CRM system, but they're not sure. It's obvious based on what you're telling me that you would recommend a Zoho to business owners. What would be your advice to them to get started and to actually make a decision?
Well, they have to, depending on the organization, they have to first of all be committed to investing in something. They can't invest in an app of saying, I just want CRM. This is the whole package that fits together. So it basically, what the advice I would give them would be to, you gave me advice 5 years ago when we first got a CRM, actually more than that, longer than that, where you said, this is the system you're going to use now, and it was very good and it helped us back then. But it's going to take you a year to learn it. And I was like, well, this is crazy. I mean, we just spent all this money and it's going to take a year to learn that. Well, you know what? We're still learning. And I think this is our third year with Zoho, and we're still learning. So don't expect the results to come flying in off the bat. Expect that there's going to be a learning curve, but it's a long-term investment that you're making that you're going to get huge returns at the end. I never thought Zoho would help us do sales. We sell because we use Zoho, because we identified, we informed the customer the platform that we used, and they like the different levels of, the ticketing system, the communication through Click, all that stuff, and the way they can communicate. So it's important that we make it transparent to our customer base or potential customers that this is what we use, and that, I believe, has helped us win a lot of bids and differentiate from a lot of companies. So I don't know what else to say.
No, I think you said it well, Nandus. The truth of the matter is that you want your employees accountable,
yes,
but your clients want you accountable, right?
Yeah.
So it filters from the client right to the employee, where you have to have a system in place to be able to hold people accountable, to be able to prove that work is being done and that everyone is accountable. So I'm so happy to hear that this system is working well for you. We had several attempts with other systems that didn't work out. Now we have found a solution that you can stick with for years. So I'm really happy to hear that it's working for you.
Yeah, it's been great, and you guys have been great too with supporting us through and with your. Every time we have an issue or have things that come up, or we need to upgrade, or you keep us informed of what's happening in the IT world. Businesses have changed. They have to be prepared and have a platform, or else you're not going to survive in business if you don't have things that you've helped us out. You've actually opened up our eyes in that, because we were just a janitorial company. Now we're not janitorial. We're a corporation. We're a janitorial corporation. We actually have things in place, and it's a huge accomplishment on our side because we've grown. And the good news is that because the accountability, a lot of people have asked us that they think that some of our employees are the owners of the company.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because they've asked, they are so involved and so invested in making sure they close the ticket and the service is there. It really changes your morale. The company's up, and we're very happy, and things are going well. So thank you for that.
You're very welcome, and thank you for entrusting us to be your partner. So, Nandas, I really appreciate this moment with you and this candid opportunity to discuss how Zoho has helped your business. It's been a real pleasure. Thank you again. This is Nandas Corrales from Intergroup Facility Services, and it's been a pleasure talking to you.
Thank you. Thanks, Miguel.